Welcome to the tolls of Jose's story. In life, we often focus on what we lack. We say, this is missing, that is missing. While doing so, we forget something very important: the blessings we already have. Think for a moment, if a tree does not bear fruit, do we call it worthless? What about the cool shade it provides, the shelter it offers, and the fresh air it gives? Are these not blessings? Today's story is about such a mindset, a way of thinking that can completely change how we see our struggles. It teaches us how a lack of gratitude can blind us, and how even one positive thought can turn hardship into a blessing. Long ago, when people still traveled on horseback and by carriage, there lived two young men named Ethan and Lucas. They worked in a large city, far from their village. Though they shared the same journey, their personalities were very different. Ethan was calm, patient, and thoughtful. Lucas, on the other hand, was quick-tempered and restless. After 3 long years, both men finally decided to return home. Their families were waiting eagerly, and their hearts were filled with excitement. The journey began well, but soon trouble appeared. When they reached the edge of a vast forest, their carriage driver refused to go any further, fearing danger. Left with no choice, Ethan and Lucas continued on foot. The forest was filled with old hunting traps. Every step required caution. Hours passed, and exhaustion slowly took over. Their mouths were dry with thirst, their legs heavy with fatigue, but the thought of home pushed them forward. Eventually, they reached a roaring river. To their shock, the bridge had been destroyed by recent floods. There was no way around it. After discussing for a while, they decided to swim across. With great struggle, they made it to the other side, but the river claimed their only water bottle. Ethan felt relieved, just to be alive. He thanked God and calmly changed into his spare clothes. Lucas, however, lost his temper once again. Now we have no water at all, he complained. How much worse can this journey get? As if to answer him, dark clouds gathered, and heavy rain began to fall. Afraid of getting soaked, they ran through the forest in search of shelter. Finally, they discovered a small wooden hut, likely built by a hunter. They waited there until the rain slowed, collecting a little rainwater to drink. Lucas continued to complain. This trip has been nothing but trouble. The driver, the forest, the river, and now this rain. I don't even know if we'll reach home today. When the rain stopped, they resumed their journey. By noon, the forest ended, and small villages appeared in the distance. But now the sun burned fiercely above them, and hunger twisted their stomachs. Just then, they found a massive tree standing alone. Spreading its wide branches, they sat beneath its shade, ate the last of their food, and lay down to rest. After a moment, Lucas sighed and said bitterly, "What a useless tree. It's huge, but it doesn't even have fruit." Ethan remained silent, reflecting. Though the tree had no fruit, its shade was saving them from the scorching sun. Suddenly, a deep and gentle voice echoed from above. "I am the tree beneath which you rest," the voice said. "For centuries, I have stood here. My roots protect the land from erosion. My branches shelter birds and insects. Every creation has a purpose. Do not judge by what you see missing. Look at what is given." Lucas froze in fear, his heart filled with shame. Bowing his head, he said, "Forgive me. I spoke without gratitude. Thank you for opening my eyes." From that day on, both men carried the lesson with them. People often complain about what they lack and forget what they already possess. It is like focusing on one rotten orange in a basket while ignoring all the sweet ones around it. When we change our focus, life feels lighter, richer, and more meaningful. Gratitude does not remove our problems, but it gives us the strength to face them. This is the end of today's story. If it touched your heart, please like and share it. Thank you for listening, and we'll meet again with another meaningful story.